Have you ever heard someone say you need to heal the emotional trauma or the emotional abuse you faced in childhood? And you wondered, what do they actually mean? Because how can something that happened in the past still affect me now as an adult? So on today's video, we are going to be focusing on understanding what emotional abuse is from a point of what we call progression of emotional abuse. Let's take a deeper dive on understanding emotional abuse. Now, this is what we call progression of emotional abuse. Where emotional abuse starts, majority of the time, it's in childhood. This is where most of us experience it. And when you did not receive the help into processing it, recovering and healing from it, it transfers into your adolescent life. So you are now a teenager carrying the things that happen in your childhood. Now also here, nothing gets done, it carries on into your adult life. Now this is where most of us start experiencing the difficult parts of having the unresolved issues of emotional abuse that happen in childhood. So let's say now in your childhood, right, what you experienced was negative experiences, and those were feeling unseen or unheard. You could have also experienced bullying or being compared to other kids or your other siblings in your family. So now this gets stuck with you. You don't grow out of it because there was no processing of this trauma. It then finds you where? In your teenage life. And this is where you find the whole experiences that you got in childhood starting to manifest. And you are starting to experience anxiety. You are starting to experience the fear of rejection, FOJ, and you also have constant worry. So you try to fit in. This is where also a lot of teenagers they are experiencing peer pressure and whatnot. The reason why they might fall into peer pressure is because of early negative experiences they got in childhood. So because nothing was done here to resolve this, it will find you here. And it will find you, okay? Now, this has now long-term effects of emotional abuse from childhood, right? It then extends into your adult life. What this then does, it will result into you having dysfunctional relationships. You are experiencing chronic stress, meaning you don't have the tolerance or the tools to sustain yourself in stressful situations. You have a lack of boundaries. You're trying to people please because remember, you felt unseen and unheard, right? Therefore, you started feeling anxious and having the fear of rejection. Now you've tried to fit in, meaning starting to please people. This is where now the boundary issues start showing up massively for you. And then also you experience emotional insecurity. Emotional insecurity are the constant feelings of self-doubt, fearing that people might abandon you, thinking they might abandon you, also being hyper-vigilant. This is what we will call emotional insecurity. Now, do you see how the progression of emotional abuse continues if you don't deal with it? So where most people are stuck at right now is in their adult life. This is where now they're feeling all these things because they were never received the opportunity to process that. So that trauma is stuck, almost frozen. And what your brain recognizes is you get triggered by things and the brain thinks that it's happening now. So you still feel the same way you felt when you were a child, even though you are now an adult. So I want you to think of unresolved childhood trauma as a ball. So you receive a ball, it's already pumped up, it has the air inside, right? And then you're playing the ball, and then you hit something sharp. What does that do to the ball? It deflates it. The air out of the ball comes out, right? Now, if you don't take measures into patching that ball and pumping more air again on it, will that ball bounce? It won't. That means that that ball is going to be of no use to you. But now doesn't mean that this ball does not have the functionalities into bouncing. It does. It just does not have the tools to make it to function. That's the same concept of unresolved and unhealed childhood trauma wounds. If you don't take care of that emotional abuse wound that you experience, you might feel stuck in your life. You might feel that you are not progressing in life. You might feel that things don't fall into place because there is a belief system and behavior pattern that is rooted through those childhood trauma experiences that you went through due to the emotional abuse that you faced. When you now start trauma recovery and healing, you can pinpoint, connect the dots of where it all started, because if you don't have the awareness, you're then not going to know that what you're dealing with, why are you facing these things that you're facing, why are you going through what you're going through. Recovery allows you to uncover what that is, and you can focus on it, work on it, and eventually heal it, and you can experience your transformation. So do check the link on my profile for resources on how to get in touch with me to help you through your trauma recovery journey and your healing journey, and also other resources that can help you and recover from childhood trauma experiences. I hope this video has been educational and has been eye-opening for you, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, share, like, and comment. Bye until next time.